Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Thursday, currently 11:55 in the morning. We've been online for like, I don't know, maybe 10-12 minutes. Overslept. Woke up and, you know, my shift was in shambles. I found like at 11 to 12, 12:30 to 1:30, like, you know, a bunch of small shifts like that. But, you know, whenever that happens, always refresh the app, because sometimes you get lucky and they might combine everything. Like, I mean, you gotta combine it yourself, but it might show up over there. So as soon as that happened, I saw like 11:30 through like 2 in the morning. So I'm like, ooh, let me jump on this. So initially I edited my shift and it didn't go through, and I was like, oh man, you know when that happens, when it's like the shift is there, but for some reason you can't pick it up or whatever. And I had deleted all my other shifts. I'm like, yo, this has to work. You know, this has to work. And luckily you did have to try like 3 or 4 times. We picked up at 11:30 to 8. So then today's goal is going to be $200. I think that's a pretty decent goal. I know I said till 8, but we're only dashing till like 7:30. But yeah, we just picked up our first set of orders here from Sweet Green and Tiki Thai. $14.12. I'm not expecting it to move, but it was for like 4.5 miles. So that's great cash flow. And I knew that both places were going to be ready. And they both were. So, you know, here we are in this hot day. It's hot today. It's like 86, but it feels a little bit hotter than that. It feels slightly hotter. So hopefully you guys are having a great week. My video from Tuesday should be up today. That was, I did my very best to make it, you know, not as long as it originally was, because it was really long at first. But yeah, so hopefully you guys like that. I'm trying to get back to my, you know, daily uploads. For one, because it's easier that way, because if I fall behind, honestly, I'm like, oh man, like I don't want to be behind, you know? But it's definitely not easy at the same time. Anyways, we're 4 minutes away from the first drop-off. Let me get this dropped off, and then we'll see you guys back in the Dashmobile. Alright guys, we're back in the Dashmobile. I had the funniest interaction with the second customer. The first one was paying like a random amount, like I think it was like $6.37. Had like a $1.87 tip on all base pay, the rest. And then the second guy was going to a different Amazon building. Ooh, hold on, we're gonna go ahead and take this and just risk it. 10 items, 7.7 miles from Ginger Ramen bar, which is pretty expensive ramen place. So we're gonna go ahead and take that, showing $11.50. But let me tell you my story. So on the notes it said when you get here, call this number. And I feel like a lot of people do that, and it's always like a different number than whatever number they have when they sign up for the app or whatever. So it is what it is. So I call him when I'm in the elevator. Hey, Mr. James, had to call when I was here, and I could hear the elevator on his, like, on the end of his phone. But I knew that for this lobby, there's like there's 2 elevators. So I thought, okay, maybe he said I'm coming down. I'm like, okay, cool. So I thought he was gonna be coming down from the main elevator and we were gonna meet up. So when I get out of my elevator, I see a guy on the phone and he looks at me. He's like, oh, that's my food. And I was like, oh. So he went back down. So then I went back down and he went back up. So when I was down, he was up, and then they would do the same thing again. So he went down, I went back up, and he called me, hey, I'm gonna hang on the first level. And I'm like, cool, thank you. So yeah, it was kind of funny. And then actually add a little extra tip on there. I think it became $9.75. So I think overall we got $16.12, which is awesome. Was not expecting that, to be honest. But that's cool. And now we are heading towards Ginger Ramen, 2.3 miles away, or 6 minutes. But yeah, we had a little, you know, we were playing telephone basically. But yeah, he was a cool guy. You know, he said it's his first time using DoorDash, so maybe that's why he put the phone number like that. Maybe he didn't know that we have his number. I probably should have told him. That's on me. But yeah, again, the goal is 200 today. Beautiful day, kind of hot. So hopefully we can make that happen. No problem by 7:30. Let's go. Alright guys, we got the food picked up. The food was ready, and I was surprised because Ginger Ramen, sometimes they'll be slacking with the food being ready. But they did tell me that I was the second dasher. I guess the first dude waited 10 minutes and then he left. Like, okay, I mean, I guess. Maybe they didn't tell me how long. But if I've already waited 10 minutes, like at that point, I'm committed. You know what I mean? Like, I was just going to wait it out. I'm not complaining, but, you know, his loss, my gain. But would you guys have waited 10 minutes and then, you know, just leave? I think if I had already been waiting for like 10 minutes, I would have just stayed, you know? Unless they told me it's going to be like an extra 25 minutes, and I would be like, oh, okay, cool, you know what? Thank you, but no thank you. You know what I mean? But yeah, so now we got the food here. We're 11 minutes away, 4.3 miles. Let's go. Alright guys, we got the order dropped off. It was not the banger we were hoping for, but it wasn't bad. I think it became $12.25 if I'm not mistaken. And I'm just getting a lot of long mileage orders, but it also is because I'm kind of far away from everything. It was going to this like office park. There's nothing about offices here. But now we're sitting at $28.37 here for the entire dash. Not too bad, not too bad. We're basically a little under an hour actually, because it's 12:37 and we got on around like 11:40 or something. So I think. Anyways, we're making our way back towards the town center. Hopefully we get something, perhaps a Safeway order or Target. We'll see. We'll see. Alrighty, guys, we have our next order here from Sweet Leaf. I don't know what's up with the DoorDash GPS. If you look at it, it's saying $7.25 for like 4 miles, but it's taking me like all the way around when I can just literally not do that. Makes no sense. So I jumped on it right away, and here we are. We're making our way towards Sweet Leaf. Hopefully it's ready. They're usually pretty fast actually, so I'm pretty sure it'll be ready. Give you some resting views. We got the metro station here. You guys want to go to Nats Park? You can. We got the Founding Farmers. We got the Matchbox, plus whatever else is going to be built over there. We got Sweet Leaf, Big Buns, Starbucks, Founding Farmers. I rarely get orders from Big Buns. Sometimes, but not really. So, you guys think it's going to be ready? I think it's going to be ready. Let's see. Alright guys, so just realized that I actually cut off the recording before I walked in. The food was ready, and it was interesting because when I got there, the girl was already putting the bag out for me, and I was like, oh, how did you know? She's like, oh, your name. And I was like, oh, so you know my name. And she's like, oh yeah, you know, I like to remember all the good dashers. I said, thank you. So the food was ready, and my GPS is going nuts. I don't know what's going on with it. It's telling me it's going to take me 25 minutes to get there, which it's not. It's really not going to take me that long. We're like 2-3 minutes away, but according to the GPS, we're 25 minutes away. So not sure again what's going on with the GPS. So it helps to know, you know, your area, that's for sure. So okay, now cool, now it's good. It's saying 4 minutes, and even that makes no sense because it wants me to go back the way I came. So it's probably gonna be less than that. Hopefully we get more orders right after this. Let's go. Guys, so we got the order dropped off, and then we got an order here from the Golden Arches from Mickey D's, $7.75, like 4 miles. I took it mainly because it's already 1 o'clock, so you know we're going into the slow times, and we want to stay active. And it was next to McDonald's, and there was no line in the drive-thru, but you know you got to go inside, and there's actually a line inside, so that kind of sucked. But we got the food picked up. Now wait a few extra minutes past the pickup time. No big deal. Hopefully, I mean, I'm not really expecting a hidden tip on this, because like I said, it's McDonald's, so I looked at the items, like 2 Happy Meals and like a McChicken. But it's gonna put us basically next to Reston anyway, so it's a win-win. So yeah. Anyways, let's keep going. We got the order dropped off, and I remember him because he puts in all caps, "knock on my door." And every time, whenever I read like all caps, I'm like, I feel like he's yelling at me. I don't know why. So you know, I put a little extra, you know, when I was knocking. But now we are currently sitting at, let me see, 43:37. It's 1:15 in the afternoon. We're making our way towards the town center, getting nothing but absolutely garbage right now. Maybe Grubhub would come through. I don't know. But yeah. Anyways, we'll see you guys in a few. Let's go. Alright guys, quick little update. As you can see, it's raining. We've actually done 2 orders off screen here from Sweet Green, $6.25 I think, and then also from Taco Bell. Because I'm trying to minimize my recordings during the slow times, you know, for the video length, if that makes any sense. But you know, it started raining out of nowhere. But we're currently sitting at, let me see, $59.37, and it's 2:12. So yeah, we definitely have a long ways to go to $200 by 7:30. I don't even know if we can do it, but we're sure gonna try. So hopefully we get some bangers. We'll see you guys soon. All right, guys. So we've done 1 more order since we last spoke from Playables. It was going to this Marriott that has the weirdest layout. Like, it doesn't look like a normal, like, a hotel. You know, you walk in, there's a lobby, elevator, you go up. No, it has like a weird layout. I asked him about it, and according to what the girl said, it's like the first, it's one of the first layouts they ever had, I guess. So I'm guessing it's really old, but they just remodeled it. It looks super confusing. I had to ask her how to get to the hotel room. If I can, I'll try to like maybe put a picture of it, or like a little clip or something of what the layout looks like, so you guys kind of know what I'm talking about. But anyways, we got it dropped off, no problem. Then now we get this order here from Fintai. I'm taking it because of the number of items. 12 items, showing $12, $7 payout. I'm thinking this is gonna be a banger. I'm gonna see if I can see the subtotal. Let me see. $117. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that, because from what I've noticed is after I look at it once, when I look at it again, it goes back down to 0. But $117, 12 items, $12, 7 miles. Why not? I'm thinking it's gonna go up from that. But yeah, so right now we're currently sitting at $66.12, not including this order. So yeah, I mean, we're maybe stepping into $100, and then hopefully we can get to $200. But so far, no shopping orders. The ones that I've gotten, extremely low base pay, or just pay at all, $9, $8 for like shop and deliver orders, not grocery orders, which those kind of have low pay too. But typically I always see like a decent payout, but so far not today. It is what it is. So yeah, so we'll see you guys at fin time. All right, guys, we got the food picked up. The food was not ready. They have like some kind of like, you know, substitute squad right now that's working. Like none of the workers that I knew were there, so they were like, well, it's gonna be a few minutes. I'm like, no problem, it's all good. It's during the slow times anyways, you know, 3 o'clock. But now we're back on the road. We're only 8 minutes away. I'm thinking this is gonna be a banger. The guy was like, oh man, the order's huge, hopefully they tipped you well. I'm like, man, hopefully, you know, because you never know. But even if they don't, I mean, $12 I guess, but 7 miles, hopefully maybe we get at least $17, $18. Hopefully. Let's go. Guys, we got the order dropped off. It's 3:24 in the afternoon. The order was a banger. $24.28 for the payout, I think. Now we're sitting at $90.40. Again, the goal is $200. So we need $110 more by 7:30. So basically we got 4 hours. It's not impossible. It's not impossible, but we got a very small margin for error here. Hopefully we can stay active. I'm not too far away from the town center, maybe like 10 minutes. And we're gonna pass a bunch of stores, restaurants. So hopefully we get something along the way. We'll see you guys then. Alrighty guys, we have our next order here from On the Border. Again, one of my least favorite merchants, but the order makes sense. It is 10 items, but I think it's a bunch of queso and small things like that. So hopefully it's ready. I got here pretty early, but I gave them a few extra minutes. It's 3:44. The pickup time is 3:44. So technically it should be ready. And I don't know why it got blurry. My fault. So hopefully it's ready. Let's see. Is it okay if I grab it for Mary? Thank you. So the food was ready. It was completely dead. The guy was like all the way on the other side. He was like, yeah, go ahead and grab it. But he kind of he was pointing. He didn't really say much. He was pointing. That's why I asked him, is it okay if I grab it? And he was like, so, hey, it was ready. 4 minutes away, 3:47. Maybe after this, we'll be at $100. Maybe. If not, we're gonna be pretty close. Let's go. All right, so we got the order dropped off here from On the Border. It became $7.75. So now we're sitting at $98.15. Made it back to the town center. It's been the slowest I've been all day, honestly. And then we got this order. Honestly, this is a bit of a risk. It's taking me out of my zone, showing a $12.75 payout. I think it's going, what, like 9 miles maybe, or 7 miles, something like that. It is from the counter, over $100 worth of food. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and risk it. You know, risk it for the biscuit. Again, the goal is $200. After this, will definitely be over $100. But I have a feeling that it's gonna pay at least 20. The name sounds familiar and the address seems familiar, but then again, after so many deliveries, everyone's names sound familiar. You know what I mean? So hopefully it pays off. Hopefully it's ready, because again, the counter is one of those places too where it's really hit or miss, but I don't think it'll be that busy right now at 4 o'clock. So hopefully it's ready. Let's go. So we got the order picked up here from the counter. I didn't realize the pickup time was 4:27. When I parked, it was like 4:11. So I was super early, but I still got the food a couple minutes before the pickup time. Now we have a 17-minute drive. We're gonna be there by 4:42, or 9 miles. Let's go. Alrighty guys, we're back in Reston. This is actually gonna be a new movie theater. We got the order dropped off. It actually became like $22, I think, if I'm not mistaken, which is awesome. Now we made it back here to the town center, and it's been pretty slow, but we just got our next order here from the Morton Steakhouse, which is, you know, a fancy steakhouse, and it's actually from Caviar. So Caviar is another app owned by DoorDash, which mostly has fancy restaurants. So maybe we get a nice tip. It is showing $9.50 for the payout, but it's over $166 worth of food. So I think it'll work out. We got Ted's Bulletin. Not a huge fan. They're usually really slow, so I don't really like going there. But hopefully the food's ready here at Morton's. I am like 10 minutes early, So right now I think we're sitting around 120 for the entire dash. I think it's pretty good, you know, all things considered. I don't know if we'll make 200 by 7:30, but I'm sure gonna try. Let's see. Hopefully it's right. We got a Starbucks here, which is, traffic is pretty bad right now over here. I have to park kind of far away, which kind of sucks, but it's all good. It's all good. We got that ballet guy. He's been gone for a while because of COVID, so now he's back. Anyways, hopefully it's ready. See you guys in a few. We got the order picked up here. It is a handed to me. That's interesting. So it handed to me. Nice. I mean, that kind of makes sense. If I'm getting like super high-end food delivered, like I want it in my hands as soon as it leaves, you know, the hot bag. If that makes any sense. Now we're only 12 minutes away, or 5.2 miles. Let's go. All right, guys, we got the order dropped off, and it was a banger. I think it was paying like $23, if I'm not mistaken. So now we're sitting at $143 with 37 cents. Realistically speaking, I think it's gonna be tough to get to 200 by 7:30. It's gonna be almost 6 by the time I get back. And I think that goes to show you how important shop and delivery orders have become in my area, because they've been so high paying lately that I've done 1, 2, maybe even 3 or 4 a day. But today, 0. I mean, the day is young, so you know it's possible that we can do at least one more, or do one big shop and delivery order. You never know. But yeah, those orders have become crucial lately. I mean, the base pay is really high. It's more about the base pay really than the tip, because I've only seen like super high base pays. I've rarely seen. I don't think I've seen one yet where the tip was higher than the base pay for a shop and delivery order. At least not yet. But it's all good. I mean, even if we don't hit 200, today is probably my latest start in a long time. I think I started what, 11:30 or 11:40, almost at 11:45 if I'm not mistaken. That's pretty late. And that's on me. But tomorrow we're gonna start bright and early. Not sure when, but it's gonna be early. So yeah, so let me make my way back towards the town center, and we'll see you guys on the next order. Guys, speaking of shopping orders, look what we just got. An order from Safeway paying $22.25, 16 items, 3-point-something miles. It shouldn't take us very long. I'm 4 minutes away from Safeway. I looked at the items. Most of it is produce, but simple, like bananas, tomatoes, nothing hard. Now, I did see where it's going, and it's going to one of my least favorite buildings, because for one, there's no parking, and two, you need a code to get in, and for some reason, the people that I've gotten from there don't know their codes or what. So hopefully this lady does know it, and we don't have any issues. But this will put us in the 160. So hey, maybe we can make 200 by 7:30. Let's go. All right, guys, we found everything, and we had a fiasco at the checkout. So I was on my phone, so I wasn't paying attention. They were out of those little divider things, you know. The lady that was paying was also on her phone, wasn't paying attention. The guy that was scanning, that was working there, wasn't paying attention. Next thing you know, I'm like, where's all my stuff? And he basically mixed everything together into one big order, and yeah, basically made a mess. So I think it took me longer to check out than it did to shop for everything. And I guess I'm to blame, but technically there's a lot of blame to go around. Like, she wasn't looking, he wasn't looking, I wasn't looking. Yeah. And then to make it worse, she was like, oh, I already paid. And the guy was like, no, it didn't go through. And she was like, no, it went through. And it was a lot of back and forth. And they called the manager. And I was just like, oh, man, I feel so bad. You know? Because typically, you know, I always put those little divider things, but they didn't have any. So I guess by default, it's Safeway's fault. But yeah, we got it all figured out. Now we're only 2 minutes away here. There is no code to get inside. So that's going to be interesting, because I know for a fact that you need a code. Unless she wants me just to leave it out there. They have like a little like lobby. It's like a lobby before the lobby, if that makes sense. So I don't know. But yeah, currently 6:30, so we definitely killed a lot more time than I should have. But yeah, the checkout was a mess. So yeah. Anyways, we'll see you guys on the next one. Alrighty, guys, we got the order dropped off. Luckily, she was waiting for me outside. She must know that she lives in an awful building. I mean, it's really nice. It looks really nice, but there's no parking, there's no access, there's no signal. So luckily, she was waiting for me outside. We got that dropped off. Then right away, we get this banger from Safeway again, showing $27.25, 18 items, 2.9 miles. It's not going to be enough to get us over the hump of $200, but it's going to put us around 192, 193, I think, which is close. Not close enough, but if we can get this shop for fairly quickly, we might be able to squeeze one more order in and get over the hump. Man, I really hope we can do that. That would be awesome. Hopefully we don't have any problems checking out again. I'm definitely going to be more, you know, aware of what's going on the checkout line for sure. because that was a fiasco. Like literally, like I was like, man, I feel so bad for the kid. And then I think he could only like do so many refunds or take things out before calling the manager. So like the guy came over, what's going on, and it just became a bigger mess than it needed to be. If one of us has simply been paying attention, it would have been avoided. But anyways, we're pulling up here to the Safeway. Hopefully we don't have any problems. Let's go. All right, guys, we got everything shot for us. It was relatively simple, easy items, but the problem was that there were two things that they didn't have: a specific type of Oreo the lady wanted, and also a specific type of sparkling water. Both for substitutions they didn't have. I took photos of, hey, would you like any of these instead? I kept on shopping, and no response. I'm calling her, sending her multiple messages, no answer, right? Which is silly. And then I waited till the last second till the guy started, scanning my items. And as I'm about to pay, I get 3 messages from her. Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't see your messages. Any Oreo is fine. Any sparkling water is fine. I'm just like, really, lady? You couldn't have answered like 2 minutes before. So I just replied saying, I'm so sorry, but once I hit that, I'm checking out. I can't go back. The app won't let me. So it sucks for her. And if she gives me a bad rating, I mean, it is what it is. But I try to be as polite as possible, give her as many options as possible, and I give her plenty of time, ample time, But yeah, so it is what it is. We probably don't have enough time to do another order. It's already 7:15, so we're gonna finish just shy of our goal here of $200. But I think we got pretty close, and it is what it is. Now let me get this dropped off, and then we'll go over the numbers. Alright, guys, so as we were pulling in, I was looking at my app to see if she replied, and she actually did reply saying, oh, that's okay, or thank you, or something like that. Basically, that she was understanding, and she was cool with the fact that, those items were going to get refunded. I mean, it's really her fault for not being by her phone, you know what I mean? But overall, it was a good shopping experience. I'm not sure if I already posted the screenshots, or maybe I'm doing it right now, of our conversation, where it was really like one way. I would say something, and she would say something, and then I replied towards the end. But in the end, she seems to be okay. And now we're gonna finish today's dash at $192.87. Pretty good. Not quite the 200 I was hoping for, but definitely not the 150 or 160, 170 that I thought we might end up at. We got really lucky towards the bottom half of our shift today with the bangers from Safeway, the bangers from the steakhouse, and in the counter, the burger spot. So overall, a pretty good day. I mean, we only did 14 orders, almost did $200. And we only declined 121 orders, which might seem like a lot, but there's days when I'm declining 200, 250, 300 orders, and I think it goes to show you how active I was today, if that makes any sense. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully it's not crazy long, because sometimes I get kind of carried away and the videos go long, so apologies for that. But yeah, if you like what you see, leave a like, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.